Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel, and today we are going to talk about the AirPods Max. Starting off with the AirPods Max, let's talk about colors. I still have not memorized anything, so here we go. Colors, we have silver, space gray, sky blue, pink, and the green, which I have here. And these are awesome. Talk a little bit of tech specs. Both ear cups have an H1 audio chip from Apple in them. Both ear cups are also replaceable, user replaceable for I want to say it's a $70 for the pair of ear cups. So you could, technically if you wanted, you could buy different color ear cups and just swap them out, put them on here, use those instead. I have the green ones here, as I said before, and in videos and stuff I was a little unsure about the colors of these, but now that I've seen them in person, I actually really do like the color of them. Let's talk a few more specs with these. We have 9 microphones in total. 8 of those are used for noise cancellation, and 3 are used for microphone for talking and, video chats, whatever else. So 2 of those microphones are shared, and then there's one completely dedicated to the mic. Best headphones you can get for noise cancellation. I would say they're slightly better than the Sony's, but the Sony's at the price point are a way better deal. So on the headphones themselves, we have the noise cancellation / transparency and normal mode button right here, and we have the crown right here, the digital crown. This is the crown straight from the Apple Watch. It's actually a little bit bigger, but the crown here, you have your volume is spinning like back behind you is up, spinning forward is down, and pressing once, play, pause, answer phone calls, end phone calls. Holding will get you Siri, and double clicking is forward, skipping forward, and triple clicking is skipping backwards. The only thing I have done with that is in the settings you can switch which way the digital crown scrolls for up and down for the volume, and I have just flipped it basically because I found it just feeling a little bit better that way. These things sound awesome for the price point. They are expensive, but probably just about as good as wireless headphones can sound. Let's talk about size. These are about 7.37 inches tall, 3.28 inches deep, and 6.64 inches wide. They weigh about 13.6 ounces, and they do feel quite heavy on the head. I would not use these. They're not water resistant, but I would not use them for working out or doing a ton of moving around anyways, because after a little while moving around, they do start to feel quite heavy on the head. They do feel pretty good if you're just sitting there. They are quite comfy, but the second you start doing a bunch of moving around, they do get quite a bit more uncomfortable. I have not had any of the reported problems I saw when these came out of condensation building up or anything like that. I don't know if they fixed it or if it was just certain people in certain environments were getting it. First thing I want to talk about with these headphones is battery life. I charge them probably once a week. I don't use them constantly every day, but I would say I probably get close to 3 to 4 hours out of them a day. Probably charge them about every 5 days, like I said, 5 to a week depending on the week. And if I forget to charge them, in 5 minutes of charging, I get an hour and a half of usage out of them, which is amazing for when you do forget. And then you just gotta make sure you plug them in the next time. The only thing that, in my opinion, makes them worth the $550 versus the $300 price tag of the Sony's or $350, whatever they are, is the build quality is obviously a lot better, but you're getting really, really close to the same product otherwise. So a couple things about the materials here. Like I said, I don't use the smart case, and these tend to bang together a little bit right here. I'm not seeing any chipping of paint or any scratching, nothing like that. They still look very, very good right there. The smart case, I just find it not necessary. When these first came out, people were saying that they were really worried about, battery life. Is the battery life gonna suck because they're on the smart case all the time, you don't have the smart case with you, whatever. And I don't use the smart case, and so far I've had no problems with battery life. I still get around the 20 hours that they claim. So for that reason, if they were banging and scratching, I'd probably be more inclined to use that smart case, but so far they haven't been. The smart case too also sucks when you're charging because the lightning port doesn't necessarily always line up perfectly with the smart case. So that's just something to think about when you are using the smart cases. For some reason, you can get the cable in there just fine, but it doesn't line up great, and it bothers me. On top of that, this white headband has not changed color at all. It's not fading yet, nothing like that. And I've had these for 5-6 months now. So 5-6 months and they're not doing it, hopefully that means they wouldn't do it in the long run. If they do start doing it, I will send an update video on the channel. The only other thing I feel is necessary to cover with these is if you are doing any video work and you want to use these, I think you can, and you can get away with it. But you do want to buy their $35 Lightning to 3.5 headphone jack. It is really worth spending the extra money getting that cable because that latency is a little high, and when you're trying to get those timings right on the videos, it's a big deal to have the minimal latency you possibly can. It's still not zero, but it's workable at that range, and for someone who's just doing YouTube content or not as intensive content, it won't be the end of the world if you do not have perfect timing. But you want at least close timing, if anything. Something that's not completely noticeable unless you're listening for it. The only other downside I have with these is the auto switching between devices and iOS devices. I use these next to my laptop and phone constantly, and no matter what, if I'm doing stuff on the laptop and put these on, they want to connect to the phone by default. I have not found a way to change that, and the little notification comes up on the MacBook to connect. Just click connect and go. I kind of wish whatever device was playing audio it would just switch to. If both devices were, I wish they could play from both, to be completely honest. Because there's times where you're doing stuff on your desktop and you want to just look quick and you don't want to wait for the connecting noise or whatever, and you just want to hear something from your phone. And with noise canceling, you can't hear it from your phone if it's not through these. That's just a small gripe. I think they could change that in the future. I definitely think they could software update and give us the option to choose which device maybe by default, if anything. If they could make it so I could set it up where it could play from multiple devices at once, that would be great. Overall, these headphones so far, in my opinion, if you want them that work well with the Apple ecosystem and have amazing noise canceling, are gonna last you a long time, especially with these user replaceable ear cups. I don't think you can go wrong buying these. If you're thinking about them and you're in the Apple ecosystem, I think it's a definite buy. If you are 50-50 and you just need a new pair of headphones and you're not completely sold on these, you're not watching videos just to talk yourself in that last 5%, then I would just go with the Sonys. In my opinion, I don't think people that are looking at these and are 50-50 are gonna go with these. I think they're gonna save the $200 and get similar sound, similar noise canceling. But if you are somebody who likes the Apple stuff, wants to stay with Apple, wants some stainless steel high quality headphones, and you have the change to throw on 550, and like I said, you're here to get that extra like 5% bump to talk yourself into buying them, then I don't think you'll be upset with buying these. Anyways, that's been it for this one. Subscribe for more. Leave a comment down below on what you think about these, what you want to see. If there's anything else you want me to update you with these. If nothing else, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace. That was a good run. How long was that guy? It was a 13-minute run. It's not bad. I hope that wasn't off for too long. If it was, I think I'd probably just leave it and try and throw B-roll over that section. Man, this channel's gonna be a disaster. Does that make it look a lot better? Ah, that camera's just yellow. It's kind of dark too. But I can't boost it any higher because of it's almost like it needs to be on this side, but that camera looks really white. What are you doing with the white balance over here?